Hey, good evening everyone. I decided I am going to try to go live a little bit more on my personal profile. No sense in hiding all this Epicure stuff that I'm doing. I am, if you didn't already know, I'm Chrissy Mifsud, and I am an independent Epicure consultant. And what Epicure stands for is getting families back to the table to healthy foods, healthy meals that are made in 20 minutes or less. So what I'm here to do is show you one of those meals, and I will stop a little bit to kind of explain a few things if you're new to it. I've been loving doing this. I've been doing it since November 2019. I love it. It's a great way to make extra money doing something I would be doing anyway. Get to try a whole bunch of new foods all the time. So if you know anybody who would like to do something like I'm going to show you right now, make between $50 and $500 per month, and I'm not kidding. It's not an exaggeration. I do run another company besides this one, so I just transparent about that. It's totally doable, totally possible, and everybody has something different going on in life right now. So, plus, like I said, it's really fun. I enjoy it. So, what's better than food, right? So, anyhow, if you want to see my website, it's chrissymifsud.epicure.com. If you're looking at this on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, the spelling of my name is there, Chrissy Mifsud, no spaces, .epicure.com. That's where you can see all these recipes that I'll be making, and also where you'll see the catalog online and be able to order. Okay, so without further ado, I am going to be making Southwest beef and cabbage stir fry. I took it right off the site I just told you about. I printed it off. It looked good. I like to try to find different ways to use our meal solution packets. This is the one for pulled chicken right here. Oh, the light's pretty bright there, so there we go. So this is the one for pulled chicken. I wanted to find a different way to make it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I have my wok on here. I love the wok. Last time I checked, it was back in inventory, but it goes out really fast. So you might want to check on it. I love it. It works really well. It's really non-stick. No PFOAs, all that stuff. If you know me, I wouldn't use it if it did. So what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to get it calls for rice, but instead of rice, I'm going to use riced cauliflower, a little bit less carbs, kind of trying to watch it during the week so that on the weekend we can splurge a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steam it in the microwave using this, our multi-purpose steamer. This is 100% silicone, doesn't leach anything nasty into your food, and it's FDA approved 100% silicone, like I said. Now, the riced cauliflower that I have, it's just frozen, right? Comes in these small packages. They say you can cook it in the plastic, but I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't know what this is made out of. There's nothing on here saying that it doesn't have any chemicals in it, so I'm not going to cook it in here. So I'm going to just take my my scissors here, my Prep Pro scissors. And just so you know, I really wasn't a gadget person before I started as an Epicure consultant. I just love all the gadgets. These are really good scissors. I like them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cauliflower in here. This is just what it's going to sit on. The finished recipe is going to be over rice or riced cauliflower. Now, you can also make rice in here. It comes with this tray here. I wasn't going to use it today, so I didn't bring it out, but it comes with this tray here, and you can put your rice and your water in there, put this on top, put it in the microwave, and I've actually also heard recently you can cover it with the cover like I just did for rice, and it works fine. I don't know why the original instructions are just use the tray. I hear it comes out great both ways. So, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the microwave. You got to be careful when you put the lid on. You want the vents to be pointing away from the handles so that when you pick it up, the steam doesn't burn you because it steams everything cooked. So, all right. So I'm going to put that in there for 5 minutes and then check on it. If I wanted to, I could have put some seasonings in there. All of Epicure seasonings are kind of multi-use. So, I could have put some broth in there, some broth seasoning. I could have put fajita seasoning because this is going to be a Southwest thing. But I know that this pulled chicken has a lot of flavor in it, so I'm just not going to bother with that. So, alright, so the next step, I got the wok heated up. I've got some nice grass-fed beef here. I'm going to put that in the wok. Now, the cool thing about Epicure, hopefully you can still hear me over the sizzling, I've got our meat separator here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this. What I was saying was that the cool thing about Epicure is that you get all the seasonings, and then you can buy whatever groceries you like. So if you want to do organic, you do organic. If you want to do non-GMO, you do that. Epicure seasonings themselves are 100% gluten-free. It is triple checked at our manufacturing facilities on Vancouver Island in Canada. That is where the company is from. It only recently came to the United States. So these are all gluten-free. We're about at 90% non-GMO. Very low sodium, very low sugar on most of our especially our desserts, right? So that's another thing that's great about Epicure. It's just very flexible. So I've never made this before, so I'm going to be referring to the recipe once in a while. Look how I'm dressed. I just did my gym workout. I came home. I'm making dinner in 20 minutes. I wanted to show you can do it too. So let's see, beef and seasoning together. All right. So I'm going to put the seasoning in there. Now that you can see, I don't know if you can see from there. Let's see, that's not hot. So kind of see that in there. See all the little bits? That's in the seasoning. So that's like bits of peppers and onions. And let's see what else is in here. Chilies, chili powder, spices, onion, garlic. There's a little bit of cayenne. Although this one isn't, the pulled chicken really isn't that spicy. I don't think it is anyhow. So this is our meat separator. Like I said, it's great for mashing. It's great for separating meat. It's perfect for that. It's great for mashing avocados for guacamole, which actually I could have I guess made a recipe of guacamole today, but we had that yesterday. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cook this like this, and let's see, until it's browned. It says 3 to 4 minutes. So we don't need that much time probably, but. What else can I tell you while I'm doing this? So Epicure, 100% gluten-free, very flexible. Most recipes can be made vegan. So if you wanted to put this, use black beans for this, go right ahead. You could have used turkey or chicken, tofu. I would use a firm tofu if you're going to do that. But a lot of people are vegan, vegetarian, and they use our seasonings just fine. There's only a few that aren't vegan on their own. That's the little ones, the ones that have maybe some cheddar cheese powder or other animal product in them. But it's about, I think it's like 80% vegan. So, alright, like I said, very flexible. So I'm just going to let that kind of cook. I'm going to head back to it every once in a while. I'm going to make some ranch dressing because I have some salads made up, see? And I'm going to make some ranch dressing. So what I have in this bowl is a ½ cup mayonnaise, ½ cup whole Greek yogurt, and 1/3 of a cup milk. And actually it's half and half because I never have milk, but I do have half and half for coffee, so I just threw it in there. Another great thing about Epicure, you can't screw it up. Whatever you have in your house will work, whatever you have in your pantry. So I've got one of our mini whisks. I know these are out of stock right now, but I love it so much, and this video is going to live on my YouTube channel. Maybe by then it'll be back. So, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take one of our 4-in-1 spice spoons. It's got a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a ½ teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon, because you might see there's a line right in there. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. It's right there. It doesn't look like it, but I measured it with water because I didn't believe it either, so I was a doubting Thomas. Alright, which is kind of appropriate. Today is the day after Easter. Anyhow. Okay, so I've got our creamy ranch seasoning dip mix. Whoops. It's called dip mix, right? But I'm going to make salad dressing out of it. Another cool thing about Epicure. You can use any of the seasonings, dressings, any of the dressings, any of the dip mixes. You can just use them as regular seasonings. So, which I think is very cool, because then you're not limited. They're very flexible. You can use the dip mixes as, like I said, well, I'm using a dip mix here as a dressing. I'm doing 2 tablespoons here. Now this one's a little bit wider mouth jar, but most of our jars are a little bit thinner, like this one right here, and this tablespoon fits right in there. I'm going to use this in a second. I'll tell you what it is, because that's like the secret ingredient. So, what was I saying? Oh, so dips and dressings, you can use the seasonings. You can use the dressings as like marinades. Actually, this creamy ranch, people, you can do like chicken fingers, where you dredge the chicken in a little bit of flour and some of this and whatever you want. It's really good. So very versatile. So I'm gonna take my mini whisk here. I'm gonna get this moving, and I'm just gonna make a quick ranch dressing for our salads. I figured with the Southwestern beef and cabbage stir fry, it would go. I could even probably drizzle some of this ranch dressing on top of that if I wanted to, and then have some for the salad as well. I'm just going to go ahead and breaking this up some more. It's almost done. I'm going to check on the cauliflower. Remember, if you're just joining us, I had my multi-purpose steamer, Epicure's most popular cookware, I believe. I put it in here. I'm going to take my sauté spoon. I'm going to move it around a little bit and see how we're doing. This is just the riced cauliflower instead of rice. I could have just as easily made rice in the steamer. It takes about 15 minutes, so a little bit more time. I would have started it before I turned on my camera if that was the case, so I don't keep you all night. But, well, all night. 15 minutes, except 15 minutes instead of 10 or whatever it is going to be. So, all right. So, that needs a little bit more. It was frozen, so it needs a little bit more time. And then it will definitely be hot and done and ready. So I'm just going to put it in there for 2 more minutes and it'll be ready. Let's see. So the next step for this was to put in the rest of the ingredients. So I had some tomatoes draining. This is our strainer. So this was a 28-ounce can of tomatoes, a big can. And I just love this thing. It is a collapsible strainer. I wanted to show you. Got tomato juice popping out at me, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. It fits in a drawer when I'm all done with it. So cool. It's also 100% silicone, so very handy. You can even use it as a steamer over one of our pots, which is handy. All right, so the tomatoes going in there, and then it says to use a cup of corn. So I've got corn that's been draining in this colander, and I've got one of our prep cups. Now these normally have lids. I didn't bring one out. But there are measurements on the side here, so that's a cup measure. I'm just going to go ahead and measure out a cup and see if I think just the whole can should go in there, which is a can of corn that I drained. It calls for a cup, but I like corn, so I don't know. I might put the whole thing in there. Let's see. I'm going to trade this out because the beef is already very ground up. I just need to stir it around now. So take notice that there's only a couple things getting dirty here, right? I'm only going to have to wash the wok, the steamer, a couple of colanders, and a few utensils. See, I think I'm just going to put the rest of the corn in here. What else am I going to use it for, right? I guess I could find something at some point. Alright, so corn all went in there, and we're going to put this. It's just I'm cheating and doing it's a shredded green and red cabbage mix. It's for coleslaw, right? So, okay, that will be done now. So this is for coleslaw. It's a coleslaw mix. It says to use 5 cups. I think I'm just going to dump the whole thing in there. I have no idea how much is in there. That's all I have. So that's all just going in. So, and let's see, this says, add to wok with corn and coleslaw, stir fry until coleslaw mix is tender crisp. 2 to 3 minutes. So I really don't have this up very high because I was warming up before I turned on the camera. Alright. Okay, look how pretty this looks. Can you see it from there? I'm always wondering because I can only see a little bit. So there we go. It's looking pretty. This is how we're getting some vegetables in, you guys. Because this is going to taste great. This is, again, this was the pulled chicken seasoning that I'm putting in with beef and tomatoes and corn. can of corn, and this is going to be, you know, crispy, kind of a little bit crispy cabbage, and then we're going to serve it over the cauliflower rice. Okay, so I'm going to let that cook a little bit more. It does not say to cover it, so I'm just going to make sure it's going high enough. So, I told you I had a secret ingredient for my ranch dressing here. I didn't forget. Alright, so we got the ranch dressing nice and whipped up here. I was going to do, you could do a lot of, on the side, oh, another cool thing about Epicure. Okay, so anything that you buy, the recipe will be on the back. So this is for slow cooker chicken, for the pulled chicken. That's what's on the back of that one. On the back of this one, there's two things. So the dip will say how to make the dip. So this says how to make the dip, how to make the dressing, and it gives you peppercorn ranch dressing or dip, and that is adding a tablespoon of ground pepper to what we just did. Well, I'm not going to do that because I am doing a chipotle ranch with our chipotle aioli mix. So aioli is just fancy mayonnaise, and I am going to add this. Now, this has a sprinkle top on it, but it didn't come that way. I switched it out because I like putting this on my eggs. So I'm going to take this off. That's the cool thing, though. Like, if you have, like, this is a vegetable seasoning right here. You can also, goes on steamed vegetables or eggs. This just has a regular top on it, but you can see it's the same size. So this chipotle had one of those tops. I put the sprinkle top on it. So I am going to let's put a teaspoon of this in our ranch. Give it a nice southwestern taste. And I think it'll be great on top of this and also on the salads that I have waiting there. So let's see. I think I might need to add another teaspoon. But there's nothing wrong with me tasting it. Really good. You definitely want to make this, the ranch with some mayonnaise or sour cream. If you try to do just yogurt, it doesn't quite, it's too tangy. It does not please the taste buds. I'm gonna put a half a teaspoon. This aioli is awesome. What's weird, not weird, but good, I guess, is that it is great with any Mexican cuisine or our Asian collection. So either the Mexican or the Asian collection was really great. I always tell people it actually comes in the Asian collection, but in the Mexican collection, there's other yummy stuff, so I always tell people you need to add that on, because just throwing some of that in the mayonnaise is so good. So there we go, we have some aioli ranch dressing, chipotle ranch dressing. It's not aioli, it's dressing today. Alright, so we can see that this is like cooking up really well. So this is going to be done in a couple minutes. Let me see, what else did I have to tell you? Let's see, how long have I been on? I've been probably on about, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes now. Again, Epicure is all about making healthy dinner in 20 minutes or less. I've been kind of explaining things and showing you things and stopping and doing that. You can see that if I hadn't been doing all that, you could get your dinner on the table in 20 minutes. So, all right. Well, if you're not familiar with Epicure, and most people that are watching me on this may not be, because this is on my public profile, although I will post it on my YouTube channel and in my VIP page, probably for my VIP peeps. Let's see. We've got, Epicure has lots of great recipes online. Again, recipes on every product. And our products range from stir fries. We have beef and broccoli and General So and sweet and sour, which are really great because it only takes one pan and they're very, very fast. And we've got stuff like stews and soups and, like I said, collections where you have a bunch of recipes and a PDF that comes with it, with a shopping list and a meal plan. I mean, it's totally awesome. You can totally get streamlined with your eating. And like I said, it's all healthy. Gluten-free, 100% gluten-free, 90% non-GMO, and they're improving it all the time. Low sodium. Really, you got to add salt. I mean, I haven't tasted this yet, but I'll tell you as soon as I do, it's going to need salt. So, Epicure so low sodium. Sometimes people will say, well, I didn't really like that. I'm like, did you add salt? Usually the answer is no. We're kind of used to more salt than that. So, but if you need a low sodium diet, nothing better, because you don't have to read the package. You don't have to worry. So this looks just like it's about done. So I am going to go ahead and get the rice cauliflower out of here. And let's see if there's still any magic steam left. Can you see it? Oh, it's steaming pretty good. I don't know if you can see it from all the way over there, but it's steaming pretty good still. I've got a plate here, and I will take my my saute spoon and put some on the plate. That's why I made a salad. This is rather light. You've got a bunch of vegetables and some ground beef, but you know, it's on the light side. There's not a lot of carbs, so that's why I made a salad to go with it. And I'm just going to go ahead and plate some of this on top there. It looks really good. Smells even better. There we go. And then I think, hopefully you can see everything I'm doing. I should have put the wok on a back burner. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this, and I'm going to just kind of maybe drizzle some of this right on top. All right. There we go. So that is our Southwest beef and cabbage stir fry. Hopefully the camera's not changing colors too much. All right, there we go. And we've got a salad here, like I said, with some more of the chipotle ranch dressing. Go ahead and do that too. In any case, so I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. I always enjoy going live. If you want to do an Epicure party with me on Facebook, or some people are comfortable now, and we're doing in the home live parties. There's a very generous number of free items, or hosts of parties get a bunch of free stuff. And I'd be happy to do that for you, either on Facebook or in person if you live in my area. What else? Trying to think if there's anything else. I guess in closing, just thank you for being here. And if you want to see more, go to chrissymifsud.epicure.com and check out my website and check out the products. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm gonna eat my dinner. Good night for now. I'll see you all later.